Hello everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make a header in Photoshop and text in Cinema 4D. If you do not have Cinema 4D, do not worry about it. I will leave an assets pack down below. So to start off, go to the home screen of Photoshop, create new, and then copy these dimensions and settings for Twitter header. Once you copy all those down, press create. And fill it out with black for the background. And go find a character or a render that you're gonna want to use. So I'm using this today. And make a copy of the skin. Double click, color overlay. Make a color that's vibrant and has the same hue in a way as the skin color. Press OK. Then rasterize the layer style. Go up here. Go to Gaussian blur 41.6 or what you prefer. Press OK. Go to the eraser tool by pressing E and just deleting the lines that you do not want around the skin. Alright, so once that's done, make a exposure layer above the glow. So you can rename that to glow. Notch it up a little. Not too much, but enough that it has a good glow to it. Alright, press Command J to duplicate it. Command I for a layer mask. And then go to your brush tool by pressing B. Make sure white is selected. And then go and make some highlights. So what I'm doing right now is just a basic lighting for the header. Make sure that the lighting is precise, so zoom in close. Once that is done, go back to the glow and erase the excess glow you don't want. So you can see that this does make a big difference. Alright, go to the skin, make an exposure layer, clipping mask, notch it up a little bit, Command J, Command I. And just a disclaimer, I am on Mac, so the controls for Windows or PC is probably different. So I believe Command is like Control and Option is Alt. So then make some nice highlights around the skin and add some extra light to it. So this is just a basic foundation we're laying down for a nice looking header. And once again, everything I do is just guidelines, so this is just overall your own preference and what you want. So then turn down the lighting a little. So if your render, like your starting skin is darker, then you're gonna have to turn up the exposure a little. And if it's bright enough, then you might have to turn the exposure down or just raise it up just a little. Alright, make a hue and saturation layer, clipping mask, colorize, and then you're going to want to match it to the glow. So turn up saturation, match it as best you can. There you go, that looks perfect. Command I for a layer mask, zoom in, start making some highlights. So when you are making highlights, make sure your brush tool is selected with the white color enabled right here. And black erases things, so if like I add too much glow here, then I can go to black brush and just erase it. Alright, turn the opacity down a tad bit. Photo filter, make it a cooling filter or whatever you think looks best. Make sure preserve luminosity is enabled. Right, so that's the skin done. So go find some backgrounds. I use two, you can use one, it really doesn't matter. When I find a background, I like to match it to a theme. So if it's Halloween, I'll search a like scary Fortnite background or something like that. So for now, I have these two. So enlarge it so it fits on the screen. Position it. And after you are done with that, shift click that. Auto blend layers. Make sure it's panorama or stack images. It really doesn't matter. Press OK. There. Shift click. Merge. Rename it. Go to hue and saturation. Clipping mask. Turn the saturation all the way down. And turn the lightness to like 90, around there. Alright, there you go. So you want it to be dark, but like not too dark, or else you can't see anything. You still want a bit of detail in the back. Shift click, merge, new layer, go to your brush tool, make the size way bigger so it fits on the canvas. Find a color of the glow, and then press once for a nice glow behind the character, and make it soft light, and turn the opacity down a little. Alright, so now we're going to go into Cinema 4D and make the text. So I already rendered my text out, but I do suggest getting a Lightroom for this part. I am using max DGs, so after that is done, go to Place Embedded for File, and then find the text. So when you find or make your text, make sure the font like matches the theme. So if it's like Halloween or something, I'll use like scary font. If it's outer space, I search up space fonts. You get the drift. Alright. So this will be the main text, so we need to add some nice pop to it in a way. So size it up, Command T, go to warp and wave. Make the band like 20-ish or so. Or 15. 15 looks better. So when you use warp, it can be anything really. I usually use wave, flag, or bulge. Bulge does that, and it's super big. So you have to turn that down way, way more. So make it 10 or so. 2 actually looks good on there. And then after that, press OK. Alright, make a new layer. Clipping mask on the text. Match the colors of the skin. I'll make it a bit darker. Press overlay or soft light. In this case, I'm going to use overlay. Yeah, overlay looks better. Alright. Merge those two together. You know what? I'm actually going to turn this on to soft light. Alright, merge the 2 layers. Make a new layer, and this is where we're going to make an outline for some glowing stuff. Alright, so what I'm doing is this, I'm going to outline the text letters for some nice glow. Use the pen tool, lasso tool, or quick selection tool. I prefer the pen tool in this case. And in between clicks, press shift so you can get more than one selection. Make sure that you do take time into this, because if it's choppy, it won't look nice. Once your outline is finished, press Command Enter, select Inverse, right click, stroke, make it the color white inside, and that's good. Alright, so I'm just going to go back and fill up the negative space. And at this point, I'm just going to remind you guys, if you are learning something or are enjoying it, please like and subscribe. It does support me and helps me out. And if you want to see some more of my designs, go to my Twitter and check me out, Trizzy. Alright, so the negative space is all filled up. Do the same thing, select inverse, stroke. Okay. So that is basically it for the outer glow, or not the outer glow, the outline. So double click, go to outer glow, and make the color of the glow something that stands out against the text, but at the same time blends in. So this blue is really nice. Copy these settings. This is personal preference, once again, honestly. So the bigger your size, the more far the glow will go outside, and the smaller it is, the more it'll hug the outline. So I like to have mine like at a 30, so it has a little bit of a glow range. It's how far the spread or the opacity goes and thickens. So I like having it on a 63. Press OK, re-enable the skin, and then from there you can go back and adjust the outer glow. So you have to adjust the exposure layer so it doesn't like make everything too bright. Alright, so I'm just gonna make a layer mask and do some adjustments. Once again, like when you're designing, you can go back and fix honestly anything. It's just personal preference and what you want your design to look like. Alright, so that looks super good. Rasterize the glow layer. Go up to filter, distort, go to wave, copy these settings, press OK. So the wave is a bit too much for me, so I can go back and change the settings. That's still a bit too much, so we're going to go back and fix it again. Alright, that looks good. This is subtle wave. Alright. Merge these two, copy it, merge, and then make a text backup for later in case you need to go back. Alright, Command J, filter, filter gallery. 1 second. You actually want to hide the glow layer for a second. And then you want to copy the text layer. Go to filter gallery, sketch, crow, copy these. Okay. You can either put it on overlay or soft light. I'm putting it on soft light. Go to your eraser tool. Just run it over a few times. Make another copy of the text, put it on top. Go back to filter gallery. Go to stylize. Make the edge width 10. Copy those, so 10, 16, 8. Okay. Put it on soft light. Turn the opacity down to like 50. Alright, that looks good. Merge that. Add glow again. And there you have your text. So I'm just going to go into the Phobiate pack and I'm going to get a random background. And then you can add it over top your text and make it a clipping mask. So enlarge it so it covers all of the text. Oh wait, wrong one selected. Right, there you go. And then we're going to change it to overlay or soft light. Soft light looks best here. Alright, there. Now you have some texture and depth. Alright, so we have our text finished, our skin lighting, and our background. Alright, so this is looking fresh right now. So what I do is I have a secret like little filter I like to use in my designs. I don't think anyone else does it. I don't know if I'll share it with you guys. Maybe when we reach 200 subscribers I'll share it to you guys, but for now we can go and make some nice CCs. Turn up the brightness a little, contrast, the color balance. Right there. Then we are going to go to curves and play around with that a little. Alright, looks fresh. We're gonna name this filter number 1. Alright, now we're gonna add some detail into the background. So since this is like a snow theme, I'm gonna search up a frost overlay. And then go find one that has like thin edges. Something like this. I'm just gonna find a higher quality. Guess we can just use this and enlarge it. Alright, go back to your Photoshop and enlarge this thing. And put it on screen. Turn the opacity down a little. And that just gives it a little bit of texture. It's not really meant to be noticeable. Alright, now we're gonna go here. And we're gonna go to grunge. Some grunge textures always add some cool depth to my designs. So we're gonna drag it onto here. Enlarge it. Put it on soft light and then turn the opacity down a lot. Alright, and then we're gonna go get some snow. So if you don't have packs, Google Images usually has everything you need, so get this, go back to Photoshop, and then we're gonna add it over like this. Put it on screen. Yeah, that works. Press OK. And we're gonna erase some of this. Go to hue and saturation, colorize, turn it up, change the colors. Alright, turn it back to screen. So usually, like if you're not gonna copy this exactly or use a snow themed character or winter themed like Malgops or something, go find some particles and add it around. Or I'll show you what I mean. Go into a pack and find some particles like these and add them around. It just gives it some nice motion and movement to the piece. I'm actually gonna add some stars to it. Actually, I'm not. Alright, but you get the drift of it. Okay, so now we're gonna add some more details. We're gonna go back to the pack. And we're gonna add some lightning. We're gonna add it over the text. Change the hue and saturation. I like that. Then we're gonna add a duplicate of it under the text. And then we're going to erase some parts of it. So when you have a duplicate of it under, it just gives it an effect like the lightning is going under and through the text. It's pretty nice. So yeah, I'm just gonna make groups of this. When I designed, I just like having everything organized. Alright, so then now we're gonna add some secondary text. We're gonna add the same effects to it, like wave. Right, that's looking good. And add outer glow to it. Color overlay, normal. Actually, we're just gonna change the color of the text so it blends better. Alright, that's looking great. And go back, add some outer glow to the text. Rasterize the layer style. Make a duplicate. Go to filter gallery. Chrome. Okay. And then we're gonna use soft light. Alright. We're gonna go back and add some layer styles to the main text. Give it a nice inner glow. So I usually like having my inner glow on like overlay a 40%-ish or so. Up the size a little. Have a pattern overlay. Turn it to like soft light or something. Turn the opacity down. Play around of it, add some inner shadow, put it on color dodge, and turn the opacity down to like 5. Alright. That's looking great. Alright. That's great. Hide to text or collapse to group. And then we're going to add some more effects. We're going to add some items to this. So it really doesn't matter what game header you're making. You can always add some like tiny items to the, so like if you're playing COD, you can add some grenades. Or if it's like, yeah, so something like that looks just nice. This gives it some nice aesthetic appeal. So I do suggest not going overboard on all of these items because it can get pretty messy pretty quick. So at this point, this is totally up to you. You can add whatever the heck you want. Actually, we're not gonna add a scar because she's holding one. This won't look nice. Can add a P90 maybe. And if you have gotten this far into the video, thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. Oh no, does this look better with it or without it? I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. I'm gonna add like a little battle bus behind here. So angle it so it looks like the battle bus is coming in to the header. And then we're gonna add some lighting to this actually. It's a bit dark. Alright, that's perfect. And then we're gonna add some motion blur. And put the angle so it looks like it's going downwards. Turn distance to like 6. And it depends what color your header is. You can always match it. Like this. Just choose a color and put it on color blend mode. And then it'll just replace the color of everything with that. So that looks nice. And then we're going to do items / battle bus. So as you can see, like we're kind of missing some stuff in the bottoms and tops. I always find a hard time trying to fill that up with stuff. So let's see here. So I'm gonna try something. I don't know if this will work. Like use your imagination, like always think outside the box, like what can I add here? What can I add here? Like what would look unique? Something like that, right? Alright, and then we're gonna add a cube below the skin. I'm gonna use this erase tool. Oops. Alright. So whenever you make something, you want to make it 3D looking 3D as looking possible as you can. So it is to use like three-dimensional thinking. That looks a bit messy. And that looks cool actually, so I do enjoy that very much. Alright. I don't know if that really matches, so I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna search up a snowball. There you go. So the cube does look pretty nasty, I'm not gonna lie, so we're gonna snowball instead. We're just gonna delete this extra part of it. Alright, so that looks great. Add a color overlay to it. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna be dead honest, that does not look cool. That's what I thought it would do. Alright, so we're basically done here. I'm gonna see what I can do to fill out the bottoms. I'm gonna add some of this stuff. This is like some explosive debris that just gives it really cool textures in my opinion. Color overlay, let's see how that looks. Turn down the opacity, make it a bit brighter. Alright, that looks cool. Alright, and then we're gonna Command Shift E or Control Shift E to merge everything. Then I'm gonna add a motion blur down. Something like this. And turn it to like soft light so it looks nasty. So we're gonna like delete it here. Turn my eraser size up. So that's just something to give it some blur texture. Like, doesn't do much, but you can see it. I'm just gonna put that filter. We're gonna go back to the snowball. We're gonna take this and put it behind here, actually. Just add some more details into it. Add some motion blur so it looks like it's actually moving. Just change the color so it's a bit darker. Alright. think that's done basically, honestly. That looks good. Alright, so now we're gonna Command Shift E everything. We're gonna add some camera raw filter. So when you're using the camera raw filter, everything's basically your own personal preference. So if it's a cool blue color, turn the temperature down. If it's warmer, turn it up. Same goes with this. Just play it by ear. Alright, so I'm gonna hide that for a second. I'm gonna go back to the skin and add some filters. Add an inner glow and an outer glow. Alright, that's basically it. Alright. Add the camera raw filter and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be done. Alright. So this is it, guys. If you did enjoy this, please like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Comment below what you want to see next from me. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching.